technical aspect of what we're going to cover today inside. Then I'm going to take it, obviously transfer that into the golf course. So what I'm going to cover today is the importance of how the handle moves in association with our body, okay? So making that a bit more simpler, how the grip end of the club moves in relation to our body, and how that can affect the way we strike the golf ball. So the number one fault that I see within golf that can create an open club face, it's caused by too much forearm rotation, okay? So anyway, we'll cover the sort of main aspects of it. What this dictates is people who slice the golf ball have a tendency to come over the top, shanking the golf ball, in general inconsistencies. Then this video should provide a platform to you to obviously improve on your game. What I mean by the position of the handle, okay, so a lot of golfers who get into a position, so what we're going to talk about is the position of the shaft. So the position of the shaft, the first parallel position to the ground. So the shaft in relation to the ground, the first parallel position, which is known as waist height, okay, that's the first position that I always check when I've got a lesson, okay. So the club to first parallel position, the toe should be pointing towards the ground, okay, we all know that. But a lot of golfers get the toe pointing towards the ground, which is closed position, where the grooves are pointing in this position, or the club face is pointing slightly open position, where the face is pointing to the right, okay. So I see a lot of golfers where the butt end of the club, so if I was to make a good backswing, the butt end of the golf club would kind of stay in relation or pretty close to my stomach, okay. So a lot of golfers get the handle moving outside too early, okay. So they move it outside too early, and then from there they have to add a little bit too much rotation, the forearm rotation, to actually get the club face to move in the correct way, okay. So if you go out, you've got no alternative but to use forearm rotation to get the club back in, okay. And from there, the swing over the top. So if I was to swing along the line, and from there, take a good backswing, the butt end of the club always stays in contact with my sternum or my stomach, okay, or my core, as if you'd want to refer to as. But a lot of golfers take the club too far outside. From there, that creates a lot of inconsistencies, okay. So if I take it outside, anything that goes out has to come back. Because I count that a bit simpler. If you go out in the backswing, you have to come back in and down swing, okay. If you go inside, then you have to go back out. So inside the swing path, you've got no alternative but to swing to the right, okay. But it just depends how your body works as a unit, okay, and how you sink the golf swing, okay. So what I've got here is a golf tee that'll help you. It's not exactly the most colourful, that's probably one of the most colourful tees that you use, okay. So this drill will help you understand the mechanics of the golf swing and how that translates into better consistency, okay. So if I take the club outside, then this pink tee is going away from the golf ball, okay. And if I take that outside, that's going to be pointing towards the target, okay. So that's in a neutral position, that's open, so the tee points out to the right. And if I was a closed position, that tee would point left, okay. So where the butt end of the club points, it has a direct influence on the club face, okay. So if I take the club back on the outside, so too many golfers who lose this disconnection. So I mean that disconnection is when the butt end of the club moves further away from their body, okay, on the outside. So my hand path's travelling outside the path or outside the desired target line. From there, I take the club back, and then as I come back in, if I was to swing on that line, okay, the club face would be miles open. So we have to counteract that or compensate by swinging over the top, okay. It's the exact opposite. If we go inside, club face closed, then we're going to have to stand up or have a high handle to actually get the club face to square up, okay. So if we were to swing on that line, the club face would point left and the ball flight would go miles left of target. Consistency, okay. So the main goal is to try and get the tee to be, so the position of the handle at address should be remaining in the position as at impact, okay. If you take the club outside, that is further away from the body, okay. So let's try and keep the tee in good correlation with our body, okay. So we take the club back, feel like the tee, you drag up the tee along the stomach, okay. So from there it goes from your left pocket in contact, then your right pocket, okay. And from there we can hinge and rotate the club face, okay. We don't want to rotate the club face straight away, because if we rotate the club face before we actually get to our right hip, then we're going to be way open, okay, and then we're going to swing over the top. So take the club back, drag it along to your right leg, okay. We don't rotate the club face, as I mentioned, until the club gets to our right hip, okay. So from there, that drill should help you obviously initiate the swing better, and whatever your body does. So my hands go back, my body should go back, okay? The only way we're going to create a bit of depth and trying to get the butt end of the club to actually go along our body line is we need to turn our body, okay? So, too many golfers take the club out on the outside, their body stalls, okay, the body pivot stalls. From there, they realise that they need to get the club back inside or back on the correct line. This sounds counterintuitive, but if you go out, you have to come back inside, okay? So, take club back outside, hands have to add some forearm rotation excessively, where the butt end of the club points out to the right, club face is way open, okay? Then they realise that they turn, okay? So from there, club face way open, then from there, everything moves back the way, so the weight stays back, opens the shoulders, and then we cut across the golf ball, okay? So keep the tee in direct correlation with our body, okay? So take the club back, then drag it along the right hip. From there, rotate the face after you've got contact with the right hip. Then hinge the wrists, okay? Then as you come back down impact, you can hit the desired ball flight. We've got an alignment cane here, okay? So what we're going to do is going to have it directly down the shaft. We're going to put it all the way up our left forearm, okay? So we're going to go back to the disconnection where if I was to disconnect, so the butt end of the club gets further away from my body, then this stick points, or the cane points out towards the right hand side of where my feet are aiming, okay? My target line. So my direct, so keep it against the left hip. This will preset the body, so preset the club trying to work along the body line. From there, this will help you feel the synchronization between the butt end of the club and our body, so the hands and the body, okay? So if I take it away from the body again, when we lose that disconnection, the hand path's going to be moving outside, okay? So the correct angle that we want the ball to go on, or the club to track, okay? We want, instead of the hand path going outside, or the club head going outside, we want the hands to track slightly in, the club head to track slightly in. The club go inside slightly, then back outside. Slightly from the inside, okay, so from there we can keep this. So keep the cane, feel the cane dragging along the obviously the left hip to the right hip, and then from there you can create the desired actual impact conditions. If the impact conditions are slightly different where we come outside, then you're going to struggle with a lot of consistencies or inconsistencies. So we take the club back, the butt should track along your stomach, okay, and then from there you can see the shaft. So let's try it again, all the way up the left forearm, and keep this in good correlation. So let's go to the golf course now, we're going to try that. So drill number 1, where the tee was in the butt end, keep the tee going tracking along, okay. Drill number 2 is using the cane, drag it along left pocket to right pocket, and then as we come in, club face should be in good position, so face to path, club face in a better position to the path, okay, and as we come in then we can create that desired strike, okay. We don't want the hand path going out, we want the hand path going slightly in, and from there the hands go in more and the club head. Guys, just hit my second shot in the 6, and what we're talking about today, the first part of what we talked about is how the butt end of the club influences the strike, okay? So what I'm going to talk about is how to get the hand path moving in the way by focusing on the butt end of the club, okay? So if I was to set up to the ball, this is where I hit my tee shot off the 6th, then a very good strike there. So from here I want the butt end to track close to my body, so pretend that you're taking a normal swing without this tee drill, okay? So butt end of the club has to go along the left pocket to the right pocket, then we rotate the club face, and as we come back down to impact, we should have the desired loft and angle between the club shaft and forearm when we hit the golf ball, okay? So we're tracking the club along the edge of our body, and from there it comes back inside and close to the body. The hands move in, then in again, okay? Excellent. Try this one more time. So hands in, butt end along, then we come back in, okay? It's really important that you turn your body, okay? We can't initiate this movement unless we turn the body, okay? If we take the hands out, don't turn the body, last stitched attempt, and then the butt end faces out, front club face wide open, butt end along, turn the body, okay? Butt end and club should always remain in harmony. Any thoughts on that video? What we talked about is 2 drills to focus on or to improve your ball striking. Any thoughts on the video, make sure you comment below, and make sure you share the video around. Subscribe to the channel at Jamie Golf. Share my YouTube channel around. The more likes it gets, the bigger the audience, the more views it gets. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like my Instagram page at Jamie Golf. Follow me on Twitter, Jamie Golf, and follow my Facebook page at Jamie Golf. Thank you.